Welcome back to the Piney Woods homestead, y'all. It's a good morning. A little bit cooler this morning. Still supposed to get up to about 90, but the humidity is not horrible.
And there's a little bit of a breeze.
A little breeze, that's helping. I should say not horrible. It's still about 85%, but I believe it'll burn off. Y'all, I'm a little bit tired today. I took a trip down in the country yesterday. Visited with Chris down at Homestead the hard way. Tried to encourage him a little bit. And now I got back a little bit late yesterday evening. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to divide and conquer. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go through and rip out all of the tomato plants. Matthew is allergic to the plants, not the fruit, but the plants.
Hadn't always been. That started just a couple years ago.
Yeah. So he can't be near them. So I'm going to go through and get all those ripped out, and then you can help me take down the cattle panels when
Another day. She'll take care of that down in the garden, and I've got to get on to the sawmill and get some 2x4s and some boards cut for some firewood bunks. So guys, we're going to be kind of splitting back and forth today, getting multiple things accomplished on the homestead. If you're new to the channel, we appreciate you stopping in. If you're subscribed, as always, we appreciate you. Hit the old thumbs up for us. We're going to get to it.
And our fryers, our golden fryers, have been in here for a week now, I think. Almost a week. And they're really doing good, growing well, and still spunky.
Y'all, just a quick little look at our green beans down here in the garden before Lisa gets to working on these tomato plants. I'll try to get a close-up here. Our rabbit is back, and he has mowed down these things. And y'all don't mind, because we've put up a bunch of green beans already out of this in-ground garden in the spring, as well as the raised beds. We've put up enough. I don't mind fattening up a rabbit, because I can tell you, I want him fat, because when he goes into that hot grease this winter, I want him to have a little bit of fat on him.
And the upside, if there is one other than a fat rabbit, of the rabbit eating our green beans is actually left alone all of our October beans and our purple whole peas. So we'll sacrifice this little bit as long as it stays out of this. But you can see,
if we don't, there'll be a rabbit box down here.
you can see.
Oh, they look good.
Yeah. And these should all be ready to pick by the end of September, if all goes well. But they're all loaded well through here.
That's what rabbit damage looks like. You'd think it's deer, but it's not deer. These are rabbits. We found their tracks in here. So not deer. The deer have been respecting the hot wire, but the rabbits, they just come right under. All right, let's get on to Lisa moving some tomatoes.
You can see there's still a good bit of tomatoes through here. This one's turning, and I'm gonna go through and pull the ones that are ripe or close to it that aren't stung up too much from the stink bugs. I've already came through once and pulled about 4 or 5 gallons of green tomatoes and did my pickled green tomatoes, and I may do that again. We'll just see.
Y'all, while Lisa's getting her green tomatoes and any that have turned, I'm gonna take you through here. I'm walking kind of slow because the weeds start taking over stuff this time of the year. We've come in here with a sling blade and knocked some of them down, but just take a look. You can see the okra back here behind us. It's 7 or 8 feet tall. and got another row of it down this way. We've got okra all over the place. We've put up a bunch of okra. But y'all, will actually come in here once Lisa gets these tomatoes out. In a few days, we'll also take out all of these peppers. They'll be done. We've still got a lot of habaneros on there. We have dehydrated, ground, and made habanero powder. I think about 12 ounces so far, and that's a lot of peppers, y'all, to get that. But we'll take all this up. I'll come in here and till it all under and get a cover crop established. And then after the beans get picked end of the month, end of September here, do the same thing. Till it under, get a cover crop established, and this will be nothing but cover crop with no electric fence, and the deer will be able to come in here and eat all they want to this winter.
And once I get all these pulled out, you don't want to leave these in your garden because you've got the disease in the plants that will spread to next year, as well as any pests that are going to overwinter in them. So two options you have is to pile them up and burn them, or just completely move them far away from your garden. And I think that's probably what we're going to do, since we do have the beans coming through, is just completely remove them to the back side of the property. Alright y'all, it's taken me about an hour and a half to get the majority of these tomato plants pulled out. Had a little over 100, and get that cleaned up. I may or may not get to the peppers today, trying to let them grow. If you grow peppers, you know, they'll keep going. They're pretty resilient. They don't have the disease pressure quite like tomatoes do, so may pull those up this weekend maybe. Anyways, we'll get back to Matthew and what he's up to. Y'all, I hate wearing gloves. Makes me feel claustrophobic. Can't stand it. Love the feel of the dirt. If you've ever picked a bunch of tomatoes, you'll know that they stain your hands green. So this is the green. It's like a sticky, kind of, almost like a sap. And then this is the dirt on top of it. The dirt will come off today. The sap will take probably a couple days before I don't have green hands.
Y'all, we had to divide and conquer today, or this morning. I don't even know what time it is.
It's 11:30.
That's a good thing about when you're on the homestead doing work. You don't have to look at that clock all the time, y'all. It's pretty nice. Anyways, not going to show any milling today. Y'all, it's getting pretty warm. I got one log done. Lisa's been down in the garden. It's a break time. And y'all, we're actually down to one camera right now. I have been for a while. I don't know if you can tell, but we're on one camera, so it's hard to film both things at one time and split it together, but you get the drift. I have done one log this morning and got 10 standard 2x4s like you'd go to the box store and buy, or the lumber yard, dressed lumber. I've got about 3 or 4 more down here to get milled, and y'all, we're going to use this lumber for building firewood bunks. Some people use pallets. We just don't want to use pallets. We're going to use the material we already have here instead of going out and sourcing pallets. Anything else you want to discuss other than your green hands?
I'm good.
She's wore out,
It's
y'all.
hot.
She's been working hard. She's a hard-working woman. Guys, thanks for stopping in. Hit the like for us. Subscribe if you hadn't, and if you have, we appreciate you. A little bit of a short video because it's getting warm, y'all. Y'all have a good day, a great week. We'll see you on the next video.